It's a great day to talk hockey on HabsCast.
A great day indeed. Wow. What an end to the game. I gotta, these guys are the cardiac kids. What's going on here? It looks like a snooze fest. I feel for the journalists, the sports writers that had to completely tear up their whole lead paragraph there about how boring a game it is and how the offense can't get rolling and, last minute again score in the score in the last minute. Last game, of course, it was to win it, but this time to tie it. And then the poise of Suzuki with 3-4 seconds left to say, "Oh, I'll just and then make the pass." Like he knew how much time was left. Caufield puts it in. Ties him for the all-time record for overtime goals, I believe, with 10. Like tied with a legend like Howie Morenz. And Caufield's career is just getting started here, right? So I said, my second last podcast, 50 goals. And, I'm sorry, but I have a feeling the Caufield flirts with 50 this year. It wouldn't surprise me if he's in the Rocket Richard trophy in the running all year. I truly believe that he's fully recovered from that shoulder injury that he had, and wow, Kapanen with his third. It's funny. Cappy wasn't. I didn't think was having a very good game. Like his puck handling tonight was a concern. He didn't seem like he was turning the puck. The puck was square by the time he was done with it tonight for the most part. It's the only part of his game that I would say that needs, like, if to say that he had a weakness in his game right now, I'd say it's his puck handling at times, but came up big. That was big for him to get that tying goal, leading rookie goal scorer at this point. Don't think even I wouldn't have predicted that, as big a fan as I am, but NHL.com's not working. I couldn't get the stats. I don't know what's going on. Kept circling when I tried to download the stats. So hopefully in a little while we can get to them. But obviously the concern that we would have would be, is Gooley injured again? By the way, I'm flying solo here tonight. Couldn't get anybody. Rick's Scotch tasting tonight. He couldn't make it, and Blaine had a family event, and Liam is in a bar in St. John's, Newfoundland, enjoying himself, I'm sure, watching that. So the Canadians are 4-1, and top of the standings. Just a fabulous start to the year for them. Nashville played well. Like, you got to give them credit. I think the Luke Richardson effect is already, showing. They were pretty solid. I thought defensively for the most part for most of the night. Michael McCarron had a really good game. His last 2 or 3 games against Montreal, he's really been good. Of course, he takes that penalty, late, which was a little bit, I don't know. If that would have been against the Habs, I wouldn't have been too happy, put it that way. But he was strong again tonight. I don't know if you saw that hit Kapanen laid on a guy. He just smoked a guy. That's 2 straight games. He smoked right 2 games ago, and then I'll try to get that highlight later, but it was guy made the pass and was a little off balance, and Kapanen just smoked him into the boards. For a guy that's supposedly soft. You know, went to the net, banged in the rebound, smoked guys. Probably the hardest hits of the last 2 games. We're seeing that Kapanen's not soft, and you know, if they would end up not coming back here, I had a major complaint in that I was wondering why after the power play with 3.5 minutes left, Marty threw out Evans, Anderson, and Newhook, and I'm like, what are you doing? You need a goal here. Evans and Anderson haven't scored a goal all year. It's not the time to be worried about, oh, those guys weren't on for 2 minutes because of the power play. Better give them a shift. Well, you need a goal, and it's 3.5 minutes left. That one was puzzling to me. I mean, why not give the rookie goal scoring leader a shift at that point, right? I mean, Kapanen wasn't on the power play. Why do you come back with Evans and Anderson? I just didn't quite understand that. And it's not the first time Marty's done that. But in this situation, 3.5 minutes left, you need a goal. I just that one puzzled me, and I would have been upset with Marty if they'd end up losing by a goal. But hey, I guess everything's great when you win, right? So you can't complain too heavily about that. I'm going to see if I can get the stats here. Bear with me. I will go to NHL.com and have a look here and see if I can get them. Anybody, I don't know, in the chat, if you've any update on Gooley, if you've heard anything, and if you do, certainly feel free to say something in chat. But we aren't going to be going too long tonight, folks. Seeing that I'm solo, seeing that I apparently can't get the stats from NHL.com. Let's see here. Well, we'll worry about that later. Struble, what can you say? I thought he was excellent all preseason, and if it had been up to me, he starts the year with the in the lineup. Going to be hard to take him out now. He was so impressive in the first period that Marty or Stefan Robidas. I'm not sure if Marty has any say on the defense pairings. I think Robidas runs the defense, so it was probably Roby that did it. But he saw that Struble was on his game, and Struble and Gooley have played very well together in the past. Their numbers, their advanced stats are fantastic, and ended up pairing those two. And they always look good together, very strong. Struble was solid. He almost got an assist on that point shot that got deflected, and then Kapanen almost had his second. Roof would have blown off here if he'd have scored. I whooped when he scored the tying goal, but then if he'd have scored it again, that I think he just got his stick lifted at the last second when the puck came to him, like his next shift or whatever. He almost scored it in back-to-back shifts, but yeah, I like that Demidov's getting lots of time in OT. Hey, Waybell. Let's I happen to know this guy. Waybell. Wayner stopping in to say good day. Demidov's still not on PP1. Well, Wayne, no, he's not. And the Canadians are 4-1. So thanks for weighing in. Yeah. No, I think they're going to give the first power play some time. the second power play with Demidov on it has yet to score a goal. So I don't know. Do you promote guys that haven't scored a power play goal yet to the first power play? I get it. Like eventually, you're going to see Demidov on the first power play, but no, not yet. It'll come. Give them some time. I think the reasoning behind them having the setup that they have is that they want a net front presence with Slav and then Bolduc in the bumper spot, Caufield with the one timer on the left, Hudson and Suzuki all over the place. I like it. I like the concept of the first power play, and then if you have Demidov on the second, then you stick out your second best penalty killing group against Line A, Demidov, Dobson. On paper at least that they should produce two when the first one doesn't. So I don't mind the thinking behind what they're doing, but if if the power play doesn't start to really click, they will definitely change it up. And I would think that the first change will be getting Demidov on there, replacing either Bolduc or Slav. Slav, I thought, was decent again tonight. He's playing well. He's just making a lot of really good passes, yet he doesn't have an assist yet this season. I think you got to kind of throw the score sheet away when it comes to how he's played so far. I think the points will come for him. That line is going into the night tonight. All three of them were top 10 in Corsi and Fenwick, and Slav was top 20 in expected goals, relative expected goals, which are all very, point to them being very effective. The line's been quite effective. Caufield and Suzuki are clutch, right? That's 2 nights in a row. Keep things rolling the way they are till they start to lose. I wouldn't get too crazy about mixing things up. They keep winning, right? So you can't argue with too much with the lineup. Struble is in again next game, and if Gooley's out, then Jacka will be back in, and then there's no, then you're not worried about it. They're both playing, but hopefully Gooley's okay. Let's get to a few comments here. Captain is looking good, the boy. Boom. Yeah, well, again, I didn't think he had a great game all told, but I didn't think I thought that until he scored his goal, and then all's forgiven for losing the puck a few times here and there. But again, still solid defensively, made a couple of really good defensive plays. He's just away from the puck is where you can really appreciate Kapanen's game. And then, hey, he's the leading rookie goal scorer in the league right now. So that's, that nobody could have expected that, right? Let's see here. Let's get to a few more comments. Like I say, I'm not gonna go on too long tonight. Flying solo, can't get the stats. Poor Susie can't. Gaza, poor Susie can't buy a goal so far. I thought he won it 4 times in OT. Yeah, but he'll take an OT win with an apple every time. He doesn't care. It's funny. Rob Hudson, Lane's dad. I had him on a few weeks ago, and you might want to check out that podcast. It was great. And I asked him about Lane. Do you think Lane will score more goals this year? And he said Lane doesn't care if he doesn't score any goals as long as they win. And that's the way the captain looks at it too, right? He's worried about wins, not about how many goals he scores. They'll start going in for Caufield or for Suzuki, and hey, 60, 70 goals for Caufield, 60, 70 assists for Suzuki. However it's done, as long as they score when it counts and they keep winning. It's all about winning. Sheldon Hughes, who, by the way, is a member. A couple of people are now members. Thank you very much for joining, supporting what I'm doing here. It's very appreciated. And, the more support I get, obviously, be it by becoming a member, be it just click and subscribe or like, all of it, or even hype, I guess, if you got a mobile device. It all helps, and I appreciate it. We're up to 1,400 people tuning in. Hey, after we win, right? People are pretty excited, and it's hard not to be excited about the Canadians right now. Man, they're on the rise, and I can't see. I really think that they're making the playoffs this year. Phil Latour, hey Grant, thanks for always giving us great analysis. Really appreciate you, Phil. I really appreciate that comment, and I truly appreciate that so many people are tuning in and making comments. Please feel free to keep making comments. I try to read all of them, and I love the interaction with the fans. Johnny Carlton plays Johnny Rayner. Thanks for coming back, Johnny. Yeah, solo's fine. Yeah, it can be fine. Certainly not arguing with Liam tonight anyway, right? No, hey, I'm getting more and more used to this. It took me a while. 3 months ago, I couldn't have done this, doing this solo, but I'm getting more comfortable in front of the mic. And, a lot of it has to do with just how supportive people have been and encouraging and leaving nice comments about, the job that we're all doing. And it's helped build my confidence in doing this. And thanks, John, for coming back and for that comment. I appreciate it. I'm going to see here once again if I can get the stats. I might have to go to like Money Puck or something here, get something. If anybody can get them and is able to post them or email them to me, even gmccagg@gmail.com. You're always welcome to. Let's get to Money Puck here and have a quick look. So Hudson, 2 more assists. Oh, that's good. I've got him in the pool. Caufield and Suzuki too. Wasn't looking good there for a while, but then all of a sudden Hudson and Caufield did 2 points each, and Suzuki with 1. So thank you very much, guys. Oh, Hudson, yeah, 2 assists. Kapanen with another goal. Gotta love it. Who were the expected goals? Believe it or not, Struble led the way, 80%. Again, he had a solid game, I thought. And his Carrier, Evans, Demidov, Newhook, Hudson, Kapanen, all above 60%. For the first time, the Suzuki line wasn't dominant, but even they were at 50%. Like the Habs had the better of the play, obviously. Okay, and here we have just a sec, folks. I'm gonna grab this. It was just 2 seconds, and I will grab some stats here. Ice time. Caufield, Lane Hudson, another 24 minutes. You gotta love it. Kapanen, 11:59. He's, they're saying second or third line center, but he's playing less than any of the other centers, and that's fine. You know, he's a rook, and you got to expect that that he's not going to play as much as Evans most nights, right? It's just the way it is. 26-21 ice time for Matheson. Suzuki 22-54. Obviously, it helps that, you know, that over time he's basically never getting off the ice. Demidov 17-13. So his ice time's up a bit, right? Bolduc 15-49. Decent. Who led the way in shots? Caufield with 4 tonight. Suzuki with 4. Demidov 3. Nice to see Demidov getting a few more shots. Galley had 3. Expected goals, as I said, Struble was right at the top. Galley. Face-offs, we had Kapanen 1-4 and lost 1. Gotta like that. He's been pretty good on the face-off so far. I hope they start giving him more opportunities to take draws, because he's been decent. Suzuki. Now these are money puck. I don't know if they're official, but Suzuki, they got 7 face-offs, 10 lost. Wasn't his best night in the face-off circle, but Kirby Dach 3 wins and 2 losses. That's important. Kirby's improved his face-offs, and you know, I'm happy to see that. Newhook 0 for 3. I think hopefully as Marty gets a little more trust in Kapanen, he starts to give him more face-offs, because I think he's got a lot of potential in that regard to be a really good face-off man. Matheson led the way with 4 blocks. Another solid game. 3 blocks for Carrier. Let's see if we can find hits. Bolduc had 3. He's solid, isn't he? Matheson 2, and Kapanen, like I said, had that. They don't even have Kapanen down for a hit, and you know, it was away from the play and not really noticeable, but he smoked a guy, and obviously the official scorer missed the boat on that one. But yeah, let's get to a few more comments here. NHL app is working. Yeah, well, not for me. Anyway, don't need it now. It's all good. Let's see what. We don't need more mediocrity. B. Smith. We need X factors like Jacky. Having Struble on the ice puts us 3D at 6 foot or under. If Struble isn't going to be a physical element, get him out of here. He's mediocre. Yeah, thanks for the comment, B. Smith, but I disagree. He's not under 6 feet, first of all, and it's not your height that matters. You know, Frankie Bouillon was 5'10", and do you think he wasn't physical? Struble is physical. He's one of the strongest players in the NHL, and in fact, he hits more than Jacky, because he can actually catch people. Jacky doesn't throw a lot of hits. Jacky's a policeman out there, and there's not the need for it that there used to be. Struble, I'm sorry, lot better skater than Jacky, and as far as needing more mediocrity, the team's 4-1. They're on top of the standings. Like, that's not mediocrity, that's winning. So I respectfully disagree with your comment, B. Smith, but I appreciate you chiming in and watching. What Francois Baudard? Doc had a 3rd match in a row with more than 50% face-off win. Yes, that's you know, things that you don't expect, right? It was not expected that he would have 3 straight games above 50%, but that's encouraging. He's also I'm sorry, I've got a runny nose and I don't have a Kleenex here. He's also playing a lot better defensively. I like uh, I like how he's competing. It's really encouraging. Doc's play so far, and in the faceoff circle, that's great. That line has been pretty solid and steady, and I'm glad that Doc is playing more effectively than he did last year. I don't know at any point last year he looked as good as he does right now. You know, what do we have here from Gaza? Hudson and Demidov had the best edges in the game. You know what? They are so shifty. I don't know if they're the best in the NHL, but top five, I would make an argument for sure. I think Hudson might have the best edges. Period. Jitterbug. He's just constantly in motion out there, and oh my goodness, that block. You know, the block first of all, because you think, okay, it's over, empty net. He blocks and then headmans it up to Caufield, and they go, oh boy, this is our last chance, and Caufield, money, yeah. Um, yeah, B. Smith had mentioned like I had a giveaway. Oh, a defenseman with a giveaway. Can't play him. First time ever a defenseman's had a giveaway. And as far as the no hits, see how many games Jack High plays where he has no hits. You'd be surprised. Anyway, B. Smith will agree to disagree on this. That if that's your proof that, oh well, I mean, he you know, Kapanen had no hits apparently, yet he had the best hit of the game. Um, uh, Struble moves people out of the way. They aren't hits, but he is so strong, and in front of the net, he is excellent at blocking the path, making people can't when they go to the net and they run into Struble, they're not getting to the net. He's super strong. Like I don't know if you've ever seen him without equipment, but the kid is built like a brick shithouse is what he's built like. Super strong and very effective tonight. I mean, the Canadians put him with Hudson, right? So tell me that they weren't impressed with his game. I don't know anybody that shouldn't be impressed with how he played tonight. Struble was rock solid all night. I know, there's a certain faction out there that loves the toughness of, but if this was UFC, I'd say, yeah, you got to play our boy Jackeye every night, but trying to win hockey games, not win fights in the alley. So again, we'll just have to agree to disagree on Struble. Little Potato makes up for the loss. Yeah, well, that's a good point. There's going to be games that you deserve to win that you lose, and vice versa. I don't know that they deserve to lose tonight. They outshot the Predators by I think 10 or so shots. Right, the expected goal stats are in their favor, so not sure they got outplayed, but they escaped. Put it that way, they escaped with a win. And yeah, it's okay. This is a good comment by Eric Seligman. There's a clip of Gooley celebrating his goal on the bench. Well, that's good. I don't know if that means that he's not injured now. I mean, you can be on the, you can come back and be on the bench after a goal, and I'm sure he heard it if he was in the dressing room, right, and come out. But knowing Gooley, he's probably injured. He's probably out for a while because he seems to he seems to get injured every year. It's unfortunate, Wouldn't be surprised if he missed some time, but let's hope not, because he's been solid. Gooley, I'd love to see Gooley play, at 80 games just 1 year. It'd be so good, because his development has been curtailed a little bit by all of this, all of these injuries that he's dealt with. Habs Drama Club winners. Thanks you. That's I couldn't have said it better myself. And I really appreciate all these great comments, and there's such a good group of people here that come on, and especially when I'm solo, like right now, it's important to you're like my guests, really. All the people that are leaving comments. So thank you, everybody, and this is a great group. Um, Way Bal, Wayner, glad to see you out. Looked like the Habs were asleep at the wheel for 50 minutes. Yeah, I almost fell asleep. I had to get myself a coffee after the second period there. Yeah, it was a boring game for 50 minutes to a certain degree. You can't be doing that every night, got away with it tonight. I thought they were decent. They didn't allow a lot of shots, it was a couple of lucky bounces on Nashville's side. Like, I don't think Nashville had a lot of great chances either. The Canadians played a solid game defensively and snuck it out at the end. But yeah, gotta hope that there's more forechecking, more stronger play in the offensive zone than it was for 50 minutes tonight. That's for sure. But hey, it was said in the broadcast at one point that good teams find ways to win when they shouldn't, and the Canadians are doing that at this point. So I guess that means they're a good team, and that's it's more than we can say for a lot of the last 15 years, right? So here's Stephen Slaff, the second on the team in shot attempts and third on shots on goal for the team. He's playing well. Just a little snake bitten as far as getting points so far. But yeah, I'm happy with his game. Sometimes you have to look past the goals and assists. I always harken back to a big reason why Mike Bossy and Brian Trottier were so prolific in when they played together was Clark Gillies gave him a lot of room out there. He was so good at he got the puck, he made plays along the boards, he opened up room for the other two guys. Clark Gillies, for his career, averaged 50, less than 60 points a game, I believe. And that's playing with guys, Bossy averaged 60 goals a season, let alone, having a line mate that only got 60 points every year. But he made space for the other two guys to be so prolific and to score as many points as they did. And Brian Trottier would tell you, no, I would have not have been nearly as productive if I hadn't had Gillies on my line. And Gillies was not a high point getter, right? But he did all the little things, the hard work, the grunt work for the line. Slaffa has been good defensively. He's turning over a lot of pucks. He's made a pile of really good passes that haven't ended up in goals, but they will. It'll come. I think Slaff's going to get 40 plus assists this year, maybe 50. 5 games in, none, but that's going to turn around. You'll see as time goes along here. Who will admit this like me, Gaza? When I see seen Dobson and Doc come out in ET. I closed my eyes and only listened for 40 seconds or so. Okay. No, two 6'4" boys that can skate like they, yeah, rather them out there than the days when, you know, it was Evans and Byron starting the OTs back in, you know, back in the old days. But no, I didn't feel so bad about that. Dawson's been great so far for me. I mean, it wouldn't be my first choice, but no, I didn't. I wasn't that worried when I saw those two out there. Ollie Mitchell's looked like Gooley got a hamstring cramp. I get those all the time. Yeah, that could have been what it was. You know, I hope so. I really hope that that's the case. Our Grant, I think I met you at Expo 67. Yeah, I remember that. You know, actually, I was I was 3 years old, and I remember it. I remember it clearly. I remember the monorail. I remember being on it. I remember getting separated from me and Dad got separated from my sisters and mom, and then calling on the PA. You know, meet you know, the McCaggs, meet Alan and Grant at the end of the monorail. And I remember it clearly as yesterday, and I was 3 years old. So, but unless you were the conductor on there, I don't think I do actually remember you. I was lying about that, RR, but you always have a funny take for me on here. It's thanks again. These are great comments. I loved how Cole skated towards Dobes when he popped the winner. Yeah, that was nice, eh? Yeah. Sean Perry. Doc played well. You can see his confidence growing. Isn't that the truth? It's been excellent. Hey, Grant, it's me, William P. Carlson in Philly. Remember that cranky bugger? Huh? Not sure what that's all about, but okay. Sure. Yeah, I remember that. Wayner, you know, a team has talent when they don't have their A game and they turn it on and win at the end. There. Well said, Wayne. Exactly. That's what I think I was saying to your last comment there, right? That you know, that team is on the rise when they can basically be asleep for 50 minutes and still pull it out at the end, right? But they better not be doing this all the time. You know, let's see what I was relieved. Mark Crawlis. I was relieved to see Anderson was noticeable for most of this game. He can be an important contributor. Yeah, I agree with that. On Line A again, he's not, you know, for all the knocks on him, I don't think he's been on the ice for a 5-on-5 goal against or any goals against yet this year, and that's important too, right? Because that's been the knock against him, is that he's not playing well away from the puck. But I think we've seen some improvements there. Oh, by the way, Jarofsky, our top prospect, had a goal and an assist in 4 minutes tonight. I haven't broken down all the stats, but his goals per 60 minutes are looking eerily similar to Demidov's last year. This time last year, Demidov was around 4 points per 60 minutes of ice time. Right now, Zurofsky's averaging 12 minutes a night in ice time, and he's got 6 points in 7 games. It comes to 4.2 points per 60 minutes. And the next best mark on his team, UFA, is 2.8. So 50% better, more goals per game than the second best on his team. And I would not be surprised. I haven't broken the stats down yet, but I will, and I'll mention it on the podcast tomorrow. He may be leading the KHL or be right there with Josh Levo for points per 60 minutes. As a 18-year-old rookie in the KHL, Demidov did the same thing last year. So look out, guys. There's another one coming, and be excited about Alex Jarofsky. He's a good one. We'll take a few more, but I promised I wouldn't be too long, and I am doing it solo. So we'll take a few more. I mean, 1,764 views so far. That's amazing. It's encouraging. Thank you so much, everyone, for showing up. Struble was his usual Struble self. Yeah, I thought he was very, very solid tonight. Sheldon, I would like to see Bolduc and Hughes switch lines, but realize it won't happen right now. Yeah, I mean, you'd like there'll be some tweaking as things go along, but when you're 4-1, you don't, there's not much that has to be fixed. It ain't broken. Ollie Mitchell's captain with a big game tonight, defensively solid, huge goal. Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, I thought he was handling the puck like a grenade for the first two periods there at times, but away from the puck, continue to love his game. He's really smart, thinks the game so well, and anticipates play. And he's another big goal for him. I like to see, great 3 goals in the first 5 games after not scoring any last year. It's making my prediction that he's going to be a solid player this year. Look good. Kapanen was 33% faceoffs going into the game. Yeah, but they weren't giving him a lot of draws. When you only take like 2 or 3 or a couple of draws a game, it's tough to have a good faceoff percentage. In the preseason, Steven, he was I think he was over 60%, and he was winning every draw in the offensive zone. Excuse me. So I think there's a lot of potential there with him. It's not like Newhook, who's in like his 5th season of not being above 40% on faceoffs. Kapanen, I think, will be a better faceoff guy than Newhook in the future, and I hope he gets more chances at it. Sean Perry, as much as I like Bolduc, I'll put Demidov on the first power play. It's all about chemistry and skill. Well, I think that's the guy that you switch with if you do make that change. I would, yeah. I mean, if it keeps going on that Bolduc's not producing on the first power play, Demidov, I wanted to see it in the KHL last year. There were games, with Rottenberg where he never played on the power play at all. At least he is on the power play, and getting lots of time in overtime. But yeah, eventually, that's something that I think we'll see. Wayner, Struble's built like a truck. Yes, he is. Yeah, he may not have any official hits tonight, but he's physical, and that's one of the reasons why he's in the lineup, and that's the guy that replaces Jack-Eye because he brings a physical presence out there, and it's not always in like official hits. It's just him moving people out of the way, right? Hugh Fisher, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat twice. Hallelujah, brother. Hey, it's not how, it's how many, right? And so far, 4 out of 5, 3 of them on the road. Not too bad. Like 3 games on the road out of the 5. So we'll take a few more. We'll take a few more comments here, and then I'll wrap her up, boys and girls. Doc's legs are in better shape this year than last. That goes without saying. Pierre Gingras. Pierre, you see. Nice to see some people backing me up here. He needs to play. He was very good tonight and so safe. Yeah, I agree. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He didn't in the preseason, and he's not now. I like him. I like Struble a lot. I think he should be an NHL regular. I like Jack too, but only one of them can be in the lineup right now. Carrier joining the rush like crazy. See that stat? The most points, the second most points by a Habs defenseman since the trade for Carrier. Carrier's got the second most points, which I found interesting. But he's an underrated player, boy. Just another great trade by the Canadians. Doc never looked this good, period. There was a stretch 2 years ago or 3 or whatever it was where he had like 38 points in 50 some games. There were times when he looked pretty good, but he certainly, compared to last year, he never looked this good. That's for damn sure. Wiener again. Dobes seems to have the edge in goal so far. Yeah, he does. Thanks for bringing that up, Wayne. I hadn't mentioned Dobes, but another solid game from him, right? He's not letting in any ugly goals. Hey, I think going into the year, they were probably looking at maybe a 60-20, 60-22, 62-20 split or something, but I hope it's more like 50-30, 45-37, 47-35, something like that. But we'll see. It's all dependent. I think Marty showed tonight by putting in Struble and putting in Dobes that he's not afraid. He's not averse to changing things up, even after a win. Jacky wasn't great last game. Monty wasn't great last game. Bring in 2 guys, and they both, they both played well. And you'll see Struble is going to play in the next game, I'm sure. And won't be Dobes in next, but he will be in soon. Just 1 second, folks. My battery wasn't plugged in. Oh. All right. I'll pass that on to Doc there. I'd given up on him, and he proved me wrong. Well, I'm not ready for the parade here yet, but yeah, he's looked better, and that's encouraging for sure. Doc avoided McCarron, big step forward. Yeah, McCarron's a big boy. A couple of guys ran into him tonight, and he's a load for sure. The Canadians were a little impatient with him. I thought he's developed into a solid fourth line center. Brings a lot of elements. Yeah. He did. I mentioned that earlier. He might have came in a little early, little late. little potato, but Kapanen absolutely leveled a guy tonight, and he leveled Shane Wright last game too, which I didn't have a problem with. There was no glare from Shane after that hit. He was too busy picking his eyeballs off the ground. Kapanen's laid the biggest hits of both games, the last two, and he didn't even get an official hit. I don't know what the score must have been following the puck, but yeah, I noticed that too. He just smoked a guy, and so much for the soft label. I thought it was bullshit to begin with. I don't know. Members of the media come out with these things, and a lot of people follow. And I kept seeing it. Yeah, he's soft. He's soft. And where did this come from? And it had to be somebody in the media that was saying it, but it's bullshit. He's not soft. I've watched over 100 of his games going into this season, and no, Kapanen is not soft at all. Well, we'll see. It's still early, but it's nice. It's a nice start for Kapanen getting 3. Says looks like Grant was right on Kapanen, and all pundits should bow to our buddy here. No. So far, it's looking half decent, and certainly for a guy that's averaging about 12 minutes a game to have 3 goals in 5. That's pretty good goals per 60 average for sure. All right, I'll take a couple more here, but we're going to have to wrap it up. This is a good point from Steve. It does take a long time to recover from ACL, MCL surgery, and Doc is on track. That's a good point. I thought they might have rushed him a little bit last year by playing him top 2 center line the year after coming back, and then he re-injured himself, right? And yeah, that's a very good point. And look, folks, wow, the comments keep coming here. Let's see what Francois Bedard has. 3-on-3 is so smart. They keep the puck and wait for prime scoring chances. They don't go for low scoring chances and give away the puck. That's a great point. Their 3-on-3 is so much better than it was pre-Marty. They have the puck a lot of the time. It's true. So far this year especially. And they're winning faceoffs to start a lot more than they did in the past. And that's obviously a key too, right? Win that opening draw and get possession, because a team can have it for like 10 minutes sometimes, or what seems like 10 minutes when it just drags on, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and never lose the puck. And there were games in the past where the Canadians barely touched it in OT, but that's changing. Kid Hudson, wow, the kid is frickin' boom. Habs were so lucky. Number 62. Wow, what luck. Yeah, well, I got Hudson in my pool. Came through 2 points tonight. Wayne, I don't know how many Habs you picked. I picked Slav, Suzuki, and Caufield. So I was glad that the boys came through at the end there, and Hudson. So I picked 4 Habs in my pool. I never in the past. That just goes to show that the change in the Canadians, where skill level is such now that I think that they're going to be one of the top 10 scoring teams in the NHL. And I never typically take players with my heart. And in the boxes that I took, all 4 of those guys, they're legitimately could be the ones that lead those boxes in scoring. So it's nice to actually be able to take Habs with your head and not with your heart in a pool. And things are turning around in Habs land when it comes to that. It's nice. And I was saying that too earlier today on with Chris Stevenson. You might want to check out. Chris was fantastic today, by the way. Go check out that episode if you get time after this, talking about Dryden. And Chris is from Montreal, and he followed his first assignment when he was with the Ottawa Sun was covering the Habs, because the Senators didn't even exist for the first 8 years in his journalism career. And he went to all the big. He was at the the closing of the Bell or the Forum, Saku's return from cancer, all that, and he was talking about how that ceremony with Kenny Dryden was just so good, so well done, and I agree. But Habs number 2 in the league, Lotus Man says, after tonight's win. Hey, when's the last time we could say that, right? Have to go back to Michel Therrien with his Pricer stopped the puck, and Pricer did stop the puck, and the Habs miraculously finished first overall 1 year under Therrien, if I recall correctly. The parade will follow the usual route. Yeah. When we were kids, there, anybody that's my era, like Wayne would know what I'm talking about. You expected it. You expected the parade, right? So, oh, Wayne's gone. Nice to see you. Talk to you soon there, Wayne. My Camels Bay buddy. Montreal Canadiens, Eastern Conference leaders. All right. What's the score in the Jays game, guys? Last I saw it was 3-1 for the Jays. I got to go and catch the end of that. So, all right, folks. 1870, fantastic numbers, fantastic win. 5-2 Jays. All right. Good stuff. Good. Well, I got to go and look, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I'm going to try to, just about after every game, come on, read your comments. I appreciate it all. Get a membership if it, crosses your mind. Subscribe, hit subscribe, please. And like, I'm trying to earn a living off of YouTube basically at this point. So every bit of support helps, even something as little as liking the episode and hitting subscribe, or even hyping it if you're on mobile. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming out. So encouraging, the Habs, so encouraging, the support. We will talk to you soon.